Today, we're diving into a story of incredible highs and absolutely devastating lows. This is all about the triumph and the tragedy on Annapurna.
Just think about that for a second. Imagine writing those words in your diary at 18,500 feet. You hear this roar. You see a cloud of snow just swelling, getting bigger and bigger, and then you get that sinking feeling in your stomach. It's coming right for you. You scramble for shelter. The whole tent shakes violently. And then, just silence. You're alive. Can you imagine the relief?
So where does that chilling entry come from? Well, it's from the diary of Arlene Blum. She was the leader of the 1978 American Women's Himalayan Expedition. And get this, her team had already been on the world's 10th highest mountain for 43 days at that point. They're incredible, and you'll see just how incredible. Story was documented right here in this powerful National Geographic article.
Now, this wasn't just any climb, you know? For the women on this expedition, this was about so much more. It was about making history. It was a quest to be the first.
So what was their goal? Annapurna I. We're talking over 26,500 feet. I mean, that makes it the 10th highest mountain on the entire planet. But, and this is a big but, that number doesn't even begin to tell the whole story. Annapurna is notoriously one of the most dangerous peaks out there, famous for its frequent and often deadly avalanches.
Okay, to really get the scale of what they were trying to do, you need to understand this number. 14. There are 14 peaks in the world over 8,000 meters high. And at the time of this expedition, how many had been summited by a woman? 0. Not one. From any country. Ever.
And look, this wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. The dream of an all-woman team started way back in 1972. But it took years of planning, fundraising, getting permits, just to get to the point where they could finally set foot on the mountain in 1978. This was a long, hard-fought, determined effort.
To really get what they were up against, you have to kind of transport yourself back to the 1970s. Their slogan, "A woman's place is on top," wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was a mission statement. At that point, only a tiny handful of women in the entire world had climbed an 8,000-meter peak. And an American woman? No way. Not yet. So this expedition was never just about a mountain. It was about shattering a massive glass ceiling. Or, I guess in this case, a glass summit.
And that really brings us to the heart of this whole story. It's about the two sides of the coin, the dual outcome of this incredible climb, both the triumph and the tragedy.
So let's start with the triumph. On October 15th, 1978, the first summit team made it. They reached the peak. They had actually done it. And not just as women, they were the first Americans, period, men or women, to ever stand on top of Annapurna. I mean, what a monumental, historic achievement.
But the story doesn't stop there. Riding high on this incredible success, a second team got ready to make their own push for the summit just 2 days later.
And this is where the tragedy strikes. The two climbers on that second team, Vera Watson and Alison Chadwick-Onashkevich, they were killed during their attempt.
This quote from Arlene is actually about an avalanche that hit a camp they thought was perfectly safe. It's just a chilling reminder of how relentless and unpredictable the mountain is. One minute you think you're safe, and the next, a fatal miscalculation can change everything in an instant.
So, how do you even begin to process an expedition like that, with such a massive high and such a devastating low? Well, that's where we get into their lasting legacy, and the real price of their dream.
When you look at the legacy, it's really this story of two extremes, isn't it? On one side, you have this huge triumph, the first American ascent of Annapurna, which proved without a doubt that women could conquer the world's highest peaks. But on the other side, there's just immense tragedy, the loss of 2 team members. It's a heartbreaking, gut-wrenching reminder of the ultimate price they paid for that dream. But what's so powerful is that even after everything, Arlene Blum wrote that she came down from that mountain feeling more strongly than ever that women belonged up there. So even through all that grief and loss, their core mission, to inspire and open doors for the next generation of climbers, it wasn't just lost. In a way, it was actually strengthened.
And all of this leaves us with a really powerful and kind of heavy question. The 1978 Annapurna expedition, they did it. They achieved their goal. But it came at an absolutely unimaginable cost. And it really forces you to ask yourself, what is the price of a dream?